A world where every word you speak is the absolute, unvarnished truth. Sounds like a utopia, right? No more deception, no more betrayal, just pure, unfiltered honesty. Well, in this world, that utopia is a reality enforced by a tiny, almost invisible piece of technology implanted in every person at birth, the empathy tattoo. The concept is simple, yet revolutionary. This microscopic tattoo is linked directly to your nervous system. The moment you even think about telling a lie, a big one, a small one, even a little white lie to spare someone's feelings, it releases a controlled dose of a neurotoxin. The result, a wave of intense, localized, physical agony. It's sharp, it's debilitating, and it's over in a moment, but the memory of that pain is enough to ensure you never make the same mistake twice. From the day you're born, you learn that truth equals comfort, and dishonesty equals pain. In a generation, society transforms. Politics becomes brutally honest. International relations are straightforward. Contracts are sealed with a handshake. Because what's the point of fine print when no one can lie? Advertisements simply state a product's function. This car will get you from point A to point B. It has a 12% chance of breaking down in the first year. Courtrooms are silent, efficient places. Did you do it? The defendant, grimacing, can only answer, yes. Justice is swift and perfect. Relationships are completely transparent. There are no secret affairs, no hidden resentments. If you're annoyed with your partner, they know it. If you're falling out of love, they feel it in your very first hesitant, pain-free admission. Breakups are clean, though heartbreakingly direct. Friendships are built on a bedrock of absolute sincerity. On the surface, it's a perfect world. A world without the poison of deceit. But what is the cost of this perfect honesty? What happens when communication is stripped of all its nuance, all its subtlety, all its kindness? The horror begins to creep in slowly. People stop talking. Not completely, of course. They still communicate basic needs. I'm hungry. The bus is late. Pass the salt. But anything more complex, anything that could carry a hint of subjective interpretation or a difficult emotional truth. Silence. Why risk the pain? Imagine trying to offer a condolence. You want to say, I'm so sorry for your loss. He was a wonderful person. But is that the complete truth? Maybe you found him a bit boring at times. The tattoo flickers, threatening pain. So you say nothing. Or you say, his death is a statistical event that has caused you sadness. It's true. It's also cold and deeply uncomforting. Art, poetry, fiction, they all wither and die. How can you write a story about a fictional character? The very act is a lie. Once upon a time, the writer collapses in agony. How do you paint a landscape that isn't a photorealistic copy, but an impression of a feeling? That's a form of deception, isn't it? The canvas remains blank. The music stops. The grand tapestry of human culture, woven with stories, myths, and beautiful lies, unravels into a dull, gray cloth of pure fact. Social interactions become a minefield. Do you like my new haircut? You hesitate. The honest answer is no. You think it looks terrible, but saying that will cause them pain, and your hesitation hesitation is already causing a faint, prickly sensation under your own skin. So you just give a tight-lipped nod, or you avoid them altogether. People become islands, terrified of the conversational currents that might lead to the jagged rocks of a painful truth. Small talk dies, replaced by an awkward, heavy silence. The world is honest, but it is also profoundly lonely. But the true, creeping horror of the empathy tattoo is far more personal, far more insidious. Because the tattoo doesn't just react to lies you tell others. It reacts to the lies you tell yourself. Self-deception. Think about the philosopher wrestling with the nature of reality. Is any of this real? Or is it all a simulation? For every moment of certainty, there's a moment of doubt. Each internal contradiction, each flicker of uncertainty, is registered as a form of self-deception. They live in a state of constant, low-level physical agony, a dull, throbbing pain that never quite goes away. Their quest for knowledge becomes a form of self-torture. Think about the artist, the dreamer, the innovator. The very essence of their being is to imagine what is not, to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. This is a fundamental conflict with reality, a deep-seated self-deception in the eyes of the tattoo. Their creativity, their vision, becomes a source of chronic pain. The neurological fire that fuels their genius is the same fire that brings them agony. Profundity becomes a pathology. To be a visionary is to be terminally ill. And what about the average person? The one who questions their career path, their life choices, their own identity. Am I happy? The question itself is a tightrope walk. You believe you are, mostly, but there's that nagging feeling, that whisper of what if. The data doesn't understand what if. It understands only yes and no, true and false, so that existential dread, that normal human process of self-discovery, manifests as a persistent, gnawing ache. People stop questioning. They stop growing. They accept the first, simplest truth they can live with, because the alternative is a lifetime of pain. The world becomes populated by people who are not just honest, but simple. They have simple thoughts, simple emotions, and simple lives, because complexity is a disease. The deep, agonizing, perpetual internal conflicts that have driven humanity's greatest thinkers and creators are now a medical condition. There are treatments, of course, therapies designed to help you accept a simple, painless reality. Drugs that dull your ability to question, to dream, to deceive even yourself. The goal is no longer happiness or fulfillment, but the absence of pain. In this utopia of truth, humanity has not been elevated. It has been lobotomized. The empathy tattoo was meant to connect us, to build a world on trust. Instead, it built a prison for the mind, where the walls are made of truth and the bars are made of fear. It created a society of perfect, honest strangers, walking through a silent world, each one alone with their simple, painless, and utterly empty truths. The cost of eliminating all lies was everything that made being human worthwhile. We traded our souls for comfort, and we didn't even have the capacity to lie to ourselves and pretend it was a fair deal. Thank you for watching. If you found this thought experiment interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into strange new worlds. Let me know in the comments what you think the biggest unforeseen consequence of a technology like this would be. Until next time.